Hello there, welcome to Agriculture Made Attractive. My name is Salimo Wakilimo, the voice of agriculture, the queen of agri-tours, and today the voice of agriculture takes over the floor. That's why you can see the mic is ready, and we will be holding our first AgriSpace workshop, proudly sponsored by the Wambogo apples. So get ready for the panel discussion that is going to discuss the intensity of youth inclusivity in the agricultural sector. Where is the money? How are we going to achieve it? How do you make a brand? How do you make sure that you achieve what you want? And how do you make career out of your agricultural journey? And while at it, making money. Let's do this. This is AMA, Agriculture Made Attractive.
It is in your name we pray and believe. Amen.
Thank you so much. Happy to have met all of you. It is a pleasure to see all of you here. It's a good thing that you guys are here. I am so happy and I'm so excited. Or what change do I want to see in the agricultural sector? This is the change I want to see. Are we together? Yes. All right. I want you to help us understand, because when we say that the trend is going down, what are some, you have worked with youths for so long, what are some of the misconceptions when it comes to youth joining agriculture? And how can we mitigate them to make sure that we have more youths joining the agricultural sector?
Okay. My background is finance, and I choose to look at life from a finance perspective. I'm not an agriculturist by profession. So when I look at agriculture and when I look at people engagement in agriculture, my key question is why? Your whys can be, it's either for business, for revenue generation, for impact, for environmental conservation, or basically for food safety. You want to make sure there is food in your compound and there is safe food when you choose to go the organic way. So the misconception is that youth need to be engaged in agriculture so that they look like they're doing something. But I want you to look at it as, is it an opportunity for me to gain revenue just like any other job? Because the big problem here is unemployment. If we were all employed in one way or another, then you would be doing agriculture out of another need, not because of the money. Okay? And that in that case, it will be hobby. It will be passion farming. It will be something you're doing besides your main thing. But the main thing is people don't have money because they are unemployed. So let's look at it from a business perspective. So the misconception is that they will train us, they will create opportunities for youth to be engaged, keep us busy. We don't want to be busy. We want to be wealthy. I don't know who buys into the money perspective. I choose to look at life from that point. Because when I'm financially capable, I will definitely be impacting.
I was looking at the statistics as I sat back there, and I saw that the Kenyan youth participation in agriculture has really dropped. It was at 60%, 60 point something percent in 1995, but currently it stands at 28%. So that's like 25 years, right? So you can imagine it may drop from 60% to 28%. What does that tell you? Because you are young people here, the trend is declining, right?
Yeah.
And vile kunaenda, vile nimesikia watu wakiongea pale nyuma, it seems the trend bado inapungua, si ndio? So I'm glad that tuko hapa, tutajaribu nao kupandisha curve, si ndio?
Yeah.
We were with Ruth in 2018. So it's been 6 years down the line. So I'm happy she's still resilient. 6 years down the line, si bado wako kwa space. So I don't understand mkisema hakuna kazi, si ndio?
Okay?
Yeah.
Also remember, it is important. Those things are very important. But also remember, you're looking at it from a perspective of what is the wealth creation that you're having for yourself and the community as you impact.
And for you, how did you get support? Were you trained? Were you mentored? Were you funded? How did you get the help that you needed so that then you're where you are for all those years?
Training. I think that is where we met, right? Yes, we had a training directly from uni. I attended a training for hydroponics farming, and then from there I started attending these youth forums or youth fundings. You see those links around, people don't answer them because it's a whole process. So you start answering a question number 2, you're like, I am done. So you attend most of those forums, networkings. We have something like is it called Young O, or a branch of it is Alcoy. So those are the places you start from. You get to meet your fellow youths in the same spectrum. Then from there you start adapting and joining the finances now, like applying for grants, going for those stuff, and then that is where you start your channel from.
So hiyo kitu ingine ya agriculture, tujaribu kujiuliza what's really happening. Yeah, are they the policies? Is it youth participation? You basically hatuwezi sema that it's an exciting trend, si ndio? So this is how I identify the niche. Umeona nimejua farmers wako na shida ya seedlings. Then kutoka hapo si umeona wanakuja wanasema nani ataenda kunisaidia kupanda hizi seedlings? Those are 2 niches, si ndio? Ya kwanza ni seedlings, ya pili ni extension. Mimi nikaangalia nalipo for 33. Farmer ameniambia niende nimpandie. Na amekuja ametafuta apples. Hana. Kate ako na wambogo hapo. Mimi nafanya aje? Kate ni aje? Uko na seedlings niko nazo, unaniuzia aje? Later. You get? Kimplanter. Uko na seedlings. Sisi huku hatuna, uko nazo later. You see how I started? So mimi nilikuwa hapo na facilitate deal. And basically that's who an agripreneur is. An agripreneur is a person who is coming in between the service provider. Kama lisikia bio yangu ikisomwa, sometimes I come in between the farmer and the supplier. So nikiwa pale na kuwa agripreneur. This is how you identify a niche. First of all, you must be in the system that unataka ku-identify. You must be in a system first. For you to identify a niche, kama ya hotel, catering, management, kama kuna vitu kama hizo, lazima ukwe huku mark, si ndio? Ukiwa huku mark, utaona probably Salimo, sijui, na hope hawanisikii. Maybe vile tumesaviwa kwa zile table, it's not the best way, si ndio? Maybe you've seen somewhere people have been served better, si ndio? Usingekuwa mark, ungejua hivyo. Now you go and perfect ama you remodel that, si ndio? Kutoka hapo, the contact people wenye uko na wao, that's another niche. Nimekuzia seedling. Watu hawana watu wa kufollow up. You get? So for me, for you to identify a niche, lazima kwanza uingie into the system so that you understand. Hiyo kitu ingine ni mambo ya research. You must be very passionate na interested na a specific area, what I call specialization.
Okay, I know we like the idea of hustle, side hustle and all that. Yesterday in the morning I was listening to Esther Moshemi. Esther Moshemi is a woman in the tech world that you need to look out to and listen to her when she's talking. You might think when somebody says, oh, you don't need side hustle, ni maringo, si maringo. When you have side hustle, like 3 of them, which one do you focus on? Your mind is spread, okay? At least pick one thing and focus with it for about 3 years. Before you, ikishashika, now there is a team, people who can work with you, then now you can transition to something else. And at that point, very likely you not need to transition because this one has already gotten its footing and it's already meeting your wise. Okay? Then after that, pick your language. You cannot speak for everything. You cannot speak for everybody. Okay? Are you speaking about your product? Fine. Are you speaking about your brand? Fine. Are you in advocacy? Fine. Are you do you want to be the future CS? Fine. But you can do all those, but at different times. You cannot do all of them at one time. Okay? So for us, for example, we focus mainly on the brand. What Ruth has said, I get it all the time. You walk into a room and people are like, oh, wewe ndo Kimplanter. Because they know Kimplanter, they don't know me. It is very intentional. I think in your panel I saw something to do with branding.
Kitu ingine, when it comes to branding, unaona mimi nimekuja nimevaa nini yangu. I don't understand ama the agripreneurship bit ama the entrepreneurial aspect of things. Today ni Friday, si ndio? Watu wenye wameemployiwa wamevaa brands za companies. Is it? Is it? But wewe inakuwa ngumu kuvaa brand yako. Unaelewa Vaa brand yako from Monday to Saturday. Who cares? Unaona
That he has answered all the questions. I mean, twende tukunywe chai as you reflect on all that, because I think he has answered all of that. Na kuna Ruth aliulizwa kama agriculture iko na dou, unaona umrembo anakaji. Kwa sawa, si ndio? So to wrap it up on branding, me I'm saying one word. Branding, people buy people. People don't buy a product. People buy you.
Thank you very much.
So venye nilimaliza shule niko dad, mimi nataka kwenda Nairobi kufanya kole, and that's what happened. Na sikuwa irudi. Nika end up Nairobi kutamak kidogo after graduation. Eventually nikapata job real estate, and life was good, you know. Unajua ukiwa kwa ofisi pia unasikia vizuri. So life is good, yeah? Then Uhuru Kenyatta decided, I'm going to help these Kenyans. I'm going to cap the interest rates to 14% because they are getting loans at very expensive rates. Kumbe, we were on the other side of that story. So when Uhuru Kenyatta said that, tukajipata, we are no longer able to make sense. We are no longer able to do businesses. And that's how the real estate companies of Kenya fell. I was one of those people. Wenye waliambia kanyanga kubwa kubwa. So there I was. Niko depressed. Mtu ananiuliza, Wangare, what do you do? Unaanza kulia. Juu. Ulikuwa unasema, I'm the senior manager, bro. Unaji explain na ma titles. Aujui who you are. Because then I had a plot in Kitengela. Si unajua ile Kitengela ukienda kuna vumbi. Ile yenye ukienda unauliza, what is the temperature? Juu unasikia ni kama uko Dubai. Uko. Actually, I never went to see that plot. Ningeenda singewahi buy. Nilienda tu kwa hiyo agency juu ilikuwa beshte yangu. Mimi nikaekalia do, nikapata title, nikamaliza. Sasa hivi vile niko desperate ndio niko we need a surveyor. Kana kitu kalikuwa wapi? At point, that's when you start to thrive, because you are at your lowest point. You have nothing to lose. Ile pride ulikuwa nayo, you know, acha sasa niwaringie Kate. Niko na masters from USIU. So unajua USIU?
Okay.
That's cool. When but mtu angeniambia ni farm, ni kama nimetoka USIU, ningemwambia what do you mean? Hiyo ni 2017, si sai kumejanga jengo. Nilikuwa peke yangu, so nilikuwa naenda nikipata msema kuja weekend kuona kama plot yake imegrabiwa. Ninakimbia niaje. Mimi naitwa Wangari, I live over there, na ninataka kukuangalilia hii plot yako isiibiwe, na Kenya Power akikuja kuangusha moto nitakwambia ndio usipitwe na mita. Na you know, I sell myself. I give him a value proposition, and he can't even ask me for rent. Ananipea tu shamba. Nikaenda hivyo nikiomba juu watu wako wana develop your place. And now after a few years unajipata wamesema Wangare, this place iko na potential, tunataka kuanza kujenga. So unaanza kufukuzwa pia, but it's okay, you made your mark. And at that point, that's when I was thinking, what do I have? I am in the city, which means I have market. Never take that thing for granted. In agriculture, the biggest challenge is market. But if you are around an urban area, wase wa urban hawalimi, si wako kwa ma high rise, si wako huko kwa ma apartment hawalimi. So if you have land, or if you have a way of getting that food to the city, you have that advantage. So nikafigure out, so what can I still farm? Juu hizo ma organic vegetables zilienda vibaya, juu walianza kunitisha land yao. That's when I came with the mushroom farming, which has really worked. It has taken time. Unasikia hiyo story ya Wambogo? It started with the dad. It's a generation away, and I think now in the last maybe 5 years ndio wameanza kuona the true expansive potential of that. So even me, it took me long time, but I think when I got the Global Citizen Award, which I went to take in New York, Mimi nilipigiwa simu juu siku apply, nilipigiwa tu simu, Wangari, we see what you're doing with your community. I'm like, okay. So you'll be expected to come to New York on this date. Then you go, okay. So what do I need? You need a passport. Sina passport. What else do you need? You need a US visa. Mi nililetewa yangu na rider. So farming has money.
So yeye ameongea vitu mingi sana, the journey. Tumesikia journey yako, Kate. But for you, every time I opened and I heard about Wambugu Apples, even the first time I came when I was in Hot 96, and I came to see you. I interviewed your father. You were not around. You came to Hot 96 for interview. You always, even before you were an ambassador, you always said, I am the ambassador of Wambugu Apples. What made you accept ini ya babangu lakini nitaichukua nitaenda nayo? What was that in you that made you feel this is where I want to be and this is the journey I want to take?
Wow, hiyo ya rider imenibeba. Wow. I would say that I saw my dad, as I explained, niliona my father akitoka from us as a family, moving from poverty to now wearing shoes na kukula mkate. Hizo vitu mbili, they meant a lot to me because ukiona watoto wa teachers, in fact ukiwa shule kuna mtu alikuwa anasema I want to be a farmer, including me. Farmer na sina viatu. So I would say that is what motivated me from my father. He would do this with a lot of passion. Mkiona hiyo nasikianga mtu anasema kitu kona energy. I got it from my mother and my father.
So you've been able to, other than just accepting all that, yes, you opened social media platforms. Yes. Wewe ukafungua tu and you started posting, yes, one day at a time. You even got a team, yes, to do this with you. Why did you decide that I want people to know me? Like, social media have become a place, yes, that you have thrived in, yes, and people have seen you there. And ukiangalia wakulima hawatakangi. Kuna mkulima hapana, mimi season ni hii, si lazima niende nikatafute market kwa online. How has online enhanced your agricultural journey?
Oh my goodness, that's the best question because let me tell you, mimi nasikia I was not so exposed by the way na social media, and one day unaona watu wanaibanga the musicians, I would call them the gospel. So ulikuwa unanunua hizo cassettes hizo nini kidogo zikaisha, so unasikia mtu anasema siku hizi we do YouTube. So one day nikasema, and that was ndio tulikuwa tumehamia Laikipia. Vile tulienda huko nikashindwa hii kitu imeact time, na the only people who could come is Inoro, Kameme and Nation ndio walikuwa naweka kwa gazeti. Sasa ikakuwa outdated. Sasa gazeti ya wangapi hapa mmenunua gazeti ya leo? Mkono juu. Unaona? Ikakuwa people are not seeing the fruits. Alafu ikakuwa sasa he also engaged kuimprove huko. So ikakuwa imeenda chini. So nikaona waibaji si wako kwa YouTube. What if nikienda YouTube nikakuja mimi tu nikaenda ni Aprad ama Haringam. Nilipelekwa nikaambiwa hapa, nikauliza nani wanawapostia, wakaniambia it's not possible. In fact I was not forwarded to the other office, so mine was I was dealt with kwa reception where song na nikatoka. So I left that place disappointed. Nikarudi nyumbani. Kurudi nyumbani nikakaa. Kuna watu wa Nation walikuwa wamekuja wa Taifa, wakachukua mzee kuweka kwa gazeti. I got that number, that guy nikaitafuta. Nilikuwa nimeiandika Taifa Leo. So nikampigia, nikamuuliza sasa ati nataka kufanya video. Nilienda huko kwa hao waibaji wakakataa. Can you ukuje unichukue video alafu unionyeshe kuweka YouTube? Akaniambia niko na mtu wa kamera. We sema kuona Mungu. Hey, ati nikamwambia akuje. Sasa vile akaniambia lazima to agree how much you pay. Nikamuuliza ni how much? Akaniambia ni 40,000. We 40. Sasa mimi nikajizaza nikamwambia kuja. So I had like 6,000 nilikuwa nazo. Akaniambia lazima utume deposit ndio akuje. Nikamwambia niko na 6,000. Atachukua? Akaniambia atachukua alafu hiyo nyingine ulipe kidogo. Wakakuja all the way. Kukuja tukachukua video. Sasa hiyo matunda ilikuwa imezaa. Ni kama imeitwa. So akakuja tukafanya video. Kizungu kunayo haitoki, mimi huona Kiswahili Kiswahili kakizungu kanakuja. So akaenda na hiyo footage. When he posted, let me tell you, ilienda viral. The first one. Kumbe hizi struggle mingi kuna kuanga na breakthrough. Akapost na kuambia the calls I received with my broken, my inter-English, my Swahili from other countries. Sasa the worst thing, na hii msicheke, I thought kufanya moja imetoa ni ya miaka yote. Sasa unaona hapo kwa comment, Kate, that was the 4th year. Nimekaa miaka ati nimefanya YouTube. No, I didn't know. So 4 years naona watu wanasema, why don't you give us update? Na shindo update ya nini? Si mko na video. So I was wondering, mbona watu wana so mtu one guy called me, akaniambia, Kate, we need you to be doing more of this. Sasa nashidwa ile 40,000 nirudie tena. So I was like, are you insane or something? So akaniambia, so nikasema okay, nitafanya. By then zile matunda zote tuliuza zote, all those fruits were hanging. So I was able to convince. Bado hiyo farm ilikuwa ya mzee Junior, alikuwa ameweza kupata farm iko na maji, hii ingine yetu haikuwa. So nikaambia mzee mimi, so by that time nilionyesha mzee na nikamwambia ile pesa nilikwambia ya school fees ndio hii inafanya watu wakuje huku na gari kukujia matunda. Akaniambia, oh is it? So nikimwomba ile ingine akanipatia 20,000. So the guy was able to come na unaona sasa 20 all at once nikampea na akarudi na akapost that day. Juu alikuwa hapo asubuhi akaipost that day. Let me tell you, ilisonga ikasonga to the country. Watu wakaachana na fruits, they want plants. Wow. So I started sana nika move from the YouTube to now the Facebook. Yani ika move. So when I started now mambo ya Facebook, there's a guy account tu within, nitamwambia simame, ndiye amefanya Facebook yangu ikagrow. Juu mimi sikuwa najua hizo vitu. And then akaniambia nitakuwa na kuchukua videos, narusha pale, naweka, nafanya, ikagrow to 100,000 followers.
Wow.
Paul, can you stand up? We need to appreciate the youth in the house. So that's the guy amekuwa kini managea the Facebook na TikTok na Mungu tu amemtumia. And glory be to God. So Salimo came in with her noise, tukakusanya hiyo, and then we are doing great. And I can see now going far. This is why I cannot hold whatever I have for you people. Because Mungu aliguza wengine na nikafika hapo. Why not pass this? Yeah. So are we going to do this? Yes. God bless you.
Wow, makofi. Wangare?
Yes.
Now, let me tell you something. In 2021, I joined Royal Media Services, and I was told, nikafanya kazi mingi 2020, 2021, nikapewa product. Nikaambiwa, you're going to be a host on radio for a show called Gold Dust. Yes. And I started hosting Gold Dust. Nakumbuka nikienda kwa, you guys know Smart Farm. Good. So Smart Farm, Dennis Otieno, yes, Dennis Otieno, nilienda tu kwake nikamwambia ni guide. Nikamwambia nataka wakulima wa kuinterview for the first interview. Nakwambia the first people, aliniambia tu, by the way acha nikwambie, alinipea watu watatu. Hawa watatu. Akaniambia enda interview, kuna kasichana kanajituma, kanaitwa Farmer on Fire.
You can only eat one plate at a time. Caro has many cars, but you can only drive one car at a time. Hizo zingine ziko kwa parking. Yeah? You can only do one thing at a time. So there is no una expect Mungu atakupa hiyo 100 million and you can only eat one plate at a time. Am I making sense?
Yes, you are.
That extra money is coming through how you're going to impact others. Yeah. I feel like that's sindio. So share what you have. Wase watacheka, wase watakutroll nini, but the majority of it people will be learning something. Yeah. So share what you have. Ukienda home leo, anza kufanya kitu ya maana na hiyo. And direct it to a call to action. You never know what you have until you start pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. And that's what I did. And now we have over 60,000 followers on Facebook, TikTok 40,000. Wow. A lot of followers inside and out of Africa.
Wow. So we definitely want to make sure that you're balanced. But do you feel like we have room for improvement as a government to make sure that we are making agriculture better and environment yake ikuwe poa for young people?
I would say yes, because Kenya is known. Ukienda hizo countries zingine, kwanza ukivaa hii kitu, people they will know you. Kenya is known, live about bio, inaitwa nini? Athletics. It is known by family. Mtanicheka. It is known it is known farming. In fact, unaendaga to any meeting, unasikia, no, we want this. Those countries, they need Africa like nobody's business. And they love Africa. Because they know most of the fruits, they are organic. Because they know that vile Wangari alikuwa anasema hizo nini zao the naitwa nini winter and all that, I mean the naitwa winter, yes, inafagiaga kila kitu. So they only know the hope iko Africa. But see, the Africans, we are seated here saying government this, government that. We need to wake up. Hiyo farm ya your mother usianze yako. So unasikia, as we started from shamba ya kupewa.
Yes. Been to different countries, understood how they do their agriculture, understood that Africa is the biggest source of raw materials that any other continent needs. What are some of the improvements that need to be done when it comes to government dealing with the agricultural sector?
Yes. Okay, it doesn't start with out of the country. It starts with you being here today. So a book clap for yourself. Juu ni watu wangapi waliona hiyo flyer na wafanyi kitu, wako home wana watch Netflix ama TikTok, si ndio? But wewe uli show up na ukashow up on time, ukachukua mat, you figured out. The same way, si ati uko na domob, but you know your sacrifices. You know that it moves me closer to what I want. So it doesn't start with even going outside the country. It starts with you being here. Number 2, make sure umepata namba za hawa wase, umewafollow kwa media. Iyo moto uendelee kuifan, si ndio? Number 3, visit other farmers. You want to become a mushroom farmer? Tembea, si ndio?
Wow, let me say something around policy. For everyone, let me say this. We might be complaining so much about policy. Oh, policy that, policy this. Lakini, I'm sure hapa, hizo policies hata haziku affect. Aki, I'm sure unataka tu kusikika, uko hapo una insist story ya policy. Sometimes we want to just your trend haikuangi poa. At just because everybody is talking about policy, now let us all talk about policy. It's not always. If it is not affecting you, achana nayo for now. Our final questions to them. Ukinotice the discussion haiwezi ishia hapa. You guys have to follow them, have to understand them. What are they doing online? You have to follow them so that you understand what they are doing. Na ndio uelewe hata hizo maswali tunauliza. Kate, my final question to you would be, you have now entered into a place of impact, because becoming a CC is now bringing impact to the world. And actually grateful, because even before you were called for that meeting, because I was there when you were called, we had planned this meeting. Impact has become one of the things that you appreciate most. I have not seen anybody working under you or with you who is any older than you. Everybody is a young person. You enjoy or you pride in helping the young people and journeying with the young people. What is that one thing that you would, nimekuja kama mtoto wako tuseme, like nimekuja tu umeona, what is that one thing that you can tell a young person, hawa wote wataenda kuanzia journey yao ya ukulima, like, and give them a word of encouragement that can help them start, like warushe, that word that will help them to start. What would that be?
This life is like ile bio ya 4x4 inaitagwa nini? Lily.
Yes, really.
Giving the mantle. It's giving the mantle. So if kama hii country we can be pushing this side and this side to cause that is selfishness. You have information that inaweza saidia mtu and then you just keep it. Na kesho unasikia huyo mtu amegongwa na gari amekufa. You are like, hiyo yote tu imeenda hivyo. Are we getting? Not that tutakufa anyway. Yeah. It's not even speak about, but this is life. So hata kama utazeeka, let me tell you, the greatest richness that you can ever have is how many people have you impacted. I'll do it again and again. Thank you.
Wow. Youth in Agriculture, the AgriSpace Workshop. Yeah!